Hello and welcome to today's October 23rd second stimulus check update and second stimulus package update. Today I want to cover the current situation with the stimulus checks and where we're at with the stimulus packages, because this is supposed to be the week that stuff gets done. Now, according to Nancy Pelosi and Mark Meadows, we are getting very close. If you're a subscribed member of my community, then welcome back. I really appreciate you being here. And if you're not, consider subscribing right now. Okay, now, according to a new poll conducted by the New York Times and Siena, 72% of Americans agree there should be a second stimulus package to strengthen the economy. As they broke down the polling data, 56% of Republicans said they believe that a second stimulus package is absolutely necessary. Now, the report did not break down the Democrat side, or at least I couldn't find the Democrat side, but since the New York Times leans left or Democratic, I would assume that among Democrats it was at least 56% or higher. But this is a new poll that just came out. Now, the deadline for negotiations to be done was supposed to be Tuesday of this week, right? So several days ago. When that didn't happen, we were told we just need 48 more hours. Well, those 48 hours are up today. So we'll see if they are able to get us something done, and I will come on and do an update. Or will they say, hey, American people, we need 48 more hours. This is what you call kicking the can down the road, folks. All right, now, here are two serious questions that everybody in my community should be asking and that I'm asking myself. The first one is, does Nancy Pelosi really want to get a deal done before the election? Or does Nancy Pelosi want to look like she's trying to get a deal done before the election? This is a legitimate question, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. Is this optics or is this real intentions? Okay. Now, the second question that we should all be asking and researching is, if a deal is struck between Nancy Pelosi and Steve Mnuchin, will the Republicans pass this bill, or will they block it and complain that it's too big? So I'm going to leave that up to you. But it appears as if Nancy Pelosi is trying to get a deal done. It appears as if she wants to strike a deal, even though she's not coming off that 2.2 trillion. She is indicating that she wants to do that. Now, remember, not every Republican in the Senate wants to do a deal, but I believe enough Republicans in the Senate want to do a deal and will fall in line with the White House if they can get something done under 2 trillion. So there's this gray area of, right now we're sitting at 1.9 trillion from the White House, up from the 1 trillion. We're sitting at 2.2 trillion with Nancy Pelosi. So we're only off by a couple $100 billion, which is a lot of money, right? I shouldn't just say a couple $100 billion, but that's what it is, right? That is the number, right? So from what I'm reading, more and more Republicans in the Senate are saying that they will agree to a deal so long as they can see that it will create jobs for the American worker. So, and we've talked about this many, many times. They don't want an unemployment number so high that people have incentive to stay home, but they also want to focus on getting people back to work and reopening the economy. So this is kind of where we sit right now. Now, according to Larry Kudlow of the White House, all the necessary committees are working on verbiage behind the scenes right now to get a deal done. So that's also a positive, forward-looking indication that at least a deal is being worked on. So it's not just Nancy Pelosi and Steve Mnuchin, it's these committees that are behind the scenes putting stuff together. Kudlow said all the core issues are agreed upon. Now it just comes down to the dollar amount and the wording needed to finalize the bill. Mnuchin and Pelosi have agreed to speak today to hammer out the final details. Okay, now Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont said yesterday, if the Democrats gain control of the Senate, the first order of business will be a massive stimulus bill to protect desperate working people throughout this country. Now, it's not clear whether he means only money for people who have continued to work throughout the pandemic, or if he is interested in helping those that are unemployed. He doesn't really talk about stimulus checks too much. He did say that a stimulus check would happen, but it's not clear whether it would just happen for unemployed people or whether people on Social Security and disability would be included in that. So, Bernie Sanders has always been about pulling money out of the government and giving it to the people. So it doesn't surprise me that he said that. But I'm trying to be fair on both sides of what was being said there. Now, Congressman Jim Banks has said that in his opinion, the current stimulus negotiations is a political show. That it's not really anything that's going to happen. It's just a political show. Chuck Schumer, a senator from New York, is predicting that even if Democrats give their very best efforts, that Republicans will block the bill or take their time in writing the language of the bill. So this is coming from Democrat Chuck Schumer. Now, Representative Loudermilk, a Republican from Georgia, said he doesn't see Nancy Pelosi doing a deal before the election because it would look like handing a win to President Trump. He said that most people in their minds just imagine a deal getting done, but he said for Pelosi, she imagines President Trump sitting in the Rose Garden, surrounded by the media and reporters while he signs a bill, and because of that imagery in her mind, she will not do a deal before the election. She simply cannot hand Donald Trump a win. That's coming from Representative Loudermilk. Okay, so as you can see, both parties are untrusting of each other. Both parties want to look good and also make the other party look bad. So again, you and I, the American people, are simply caught between warring parties on what to do, what language, the dollar amount. But it does look like we are getting closer. Now, Pelosi has said that the bill will happen this weekend. So hopefully she, makes that happen. Honestly, I want to trust Nancy Pelosi to keep her word on these issues. But I also recognize that she has certain things that she wants to get through. The White House has certain things they want to get through, and Republicans. So it's not just one person. It is a group of people that are holding this up. But based on the fact that this was promised back in July, I'm not holding my breath, but I am hopeful that they will get this done for the American people. Now, unless something really big happens, I'm not going to do an update over the weekend as usual, but I will be back on Monday. If something does come up, though, I will step away from my family and update the community. You have my word on that. Now, make sure to check out my wife's most recent upload where she talks about if you are feeling stuck, she gives ideas on how to be unstuck with self-esteem, with your job, with your life, with your family members. It's a really great video. As we go into the weekend, I just want to remind you that you are amazing. I really appreciate you being in my community, and I'll see you on the next video.